Okay, here we are. Happy Wednesday. It's October 9th, I believe. Like, not sure how fast we got there, but it's October 9th. And I haven't done a team call in a long time, and I apologize for that because it's so good to do them. It's so fun to do them. And I feel like if we get on a little bit more often and cover small topics at once, we can get more ground covered. So tonight, we are going to quickly go through what's going on in October. I don't want to keep you forever and ever. I would like to do these more frequently and make them quicker, that we're not taking too much time, and that we're not covering so many things in one meeting, right? Okay. Still says meeting ID not valid for her. Let me see. Quickly going to go. $839,091, right? Why is it not working then? There we go. So I'm just going to go over a little bit of what is all going on in October. And a lot of the things are already covered in the team group, but often it's good to kind of pop them up and just point out the highlights. And so that's what I'm going to do, just to get a little bit of an idea of what's going on. And so I'm going to use this a little bit. Can you guys see that? Maybe I should do that. I'm gonna move my thing. So this is October's re-rank for Moorebank and Deck the Halls in October. And really, it's not a lot of picking apart. It's pretty straightforward. So re-ranks are all getting the extra bonus, as you can see. The silver, gold, senior gold, ruby, senior ruby, emerald, sapphire, and diamond. And that is based on the rank of September. And so that's a really good thing. You didn't have to have an extra month in between or a 2-month break. But the thing is, for this is it's for both. It's for the ambassador and the sponsor. So it's a double bonus there. And then the Deck the Halls. That is pretty crazy because it took me a little bit to get my brain behind it, but look at how those increments are going up. Sign 3, and then you get the extra 150. So if you have a new person doing all 3 people going silver, they would get the regular silver bonus plus the 150 bonus. Sign 6, get the extra 500. Sign 9, get 650. 12, get 1,000. That is crazy. This is on extra beyond the welcome pack bonuses as well. And then the welcome packs are $10 off the 99 pack and 20 off the October pack. Okay. And then let's grab this one. This is like broken down. Oops, I have to move my screen, my pictures here. There we go. This is for someone within the first 30 days. And so you can use the list yourself and go down if you're showing someone of what the possibilities would be. The list of going down, it's pretty amazing of how those numbers are adding up and what the amounts are. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that. Like I said, we have that in our posts and in our group. All of that is there. But a bunch of us have been out to see Genevieve. Can you guys hear me clearly? Yeah? Okay. My fan is going really loud. And so really, honestly, the tips and the ideas and the whole structure of the training wasn't something that was new, right? We've all heard since Super Saturday already, we have been hearing about send, share, and invite. And so Okay, we've got Colleen and Sarah and Sheila and Melinda. Who else was, and Gloria? They were all at Genevieve's training. I would love to hear from you guys, maybe even just one thing that stood out. And then I'll go a little bit into the whole send, share, and invite thing. Sarah, you want to start?
Absolutely. One thing that really stood out to me, and you know, not that I didn't know it, she talked about comfort zones. And she said, comfort zones are a valley of lies and deception. And so she said, how do you escape your comfort zone? She said 30 minutes a day for 5 days a week, personal development time. And so what is that? Well, she said you could do it anywhere. Set it up in your bathroom, listen to something. But she said, always make sure you do it 7 times through your podcast, your audiobooks, just because that way it will stick. And another thing that she said about comfort zone, she said, when you are using the word but, you are now in your comfort zone. I really like that. There's lots more I could say, but those things. And so I actually did. I got home right away, and today I had Abby Kappa on, listened to, and it is perfect. It was actually, I wasn't even done my hair and makeup and all that after. And I was like, no, it's done already. That was half an hour. So, I mean, it's crazy. It goes by fast. So yeah, breaking new habits just out of, you know, getting away from just not doing these things, thinking you don't have time, right? Like she said, lies, of valley of lies and deception when you say you don't have that. So just taking yourself out of that, getting new habits, I guess.
Wonderful. Thank you. That, and the word but, you know, like it's everywhere, right? It's everywhere. Sheila?
Hello. Okay. I think this was one of my favoriteest, it's not a word, but favoriteest events I've ever been to. Okay, put it on the table. Go play, please. I just really like Genevieve. I like how incredibly simple she keeps it. I know as like a perfectionist by nature, I overcomplicate things so much. And I think the reason why things become so hard is because I make them hard in my head. The most important thing to do is to go back to the basics. Go back to the basics, keep it simple. It does not matter what you say, because to the right person, what you say isn't going to matter. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And I really like how she uses analogies and she uses stories to be descriptive. And so she's talking about how you're in this rowboat and you're rowing. And in the beginning, it's going to feel like you're rowing all by yourself because you're new. And you're just starting this out. You're adding people to your boat and they're sitting with you. And your job is to encourage those people and help those people start rowing too, so that you're not the only one rowing. And at a certain point, you're going to grow, and those people are going to get their own boats with their own people, and they're going to be rowing their own boats.
But let me interrupt a little bit, because I love what she said what did she say about the excuses and letting people go? She said there would be those that would be saying, oh, but I want orange rows or oars. Yeah. Remember?
Or I'm getting splashed.
Yes. And she said we oversell the opportunity and we undertalk the work.
Yes.
We don't tell people enough. It'll be work. This business has massive opportunity, but it'll be work, right? So she added that in the middle there. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly, because she's like, if you're putting people in your boat without telling them that this is going to take an investment, this is going to take their time, effort, and they're going to have to grow, then they're going to be complaining behind you, and they're not going to be rowing with you. They're going to be just wait, and you're going to be rowing them and pushing them. But if you are showing them, okay, well, yeah, if you put in this effort, if you put in this work now, the outcome is going to be so huge for you. You're going to be giving them that vision, and then they'll want to row with you. And that changes everything. And then the next thing that I really like, oh, wait, the rowing part came another part. She said, and if you're going to decide you really want to do this, then you got to keep rowing every single day, because there's nothing more important than being consistent. You can't decide, I'm going to do a little bit here, I'm going to do a little bit there. That doesn't work. You can't get out of your boat and then go somewhere else and decide you're going to paint your house, or I don't know, something random. She says there's no cha-cha. You can't go back and forth.
Right.
You commit. And if you don't commit, then you are not going to succeed. People come into network marketing and they are frustrated because it didn't work for me. Well, did you work for it? Because if you want this to work for you, then you have to work for it. It's going to be work, but it's so worth it. And then to top it all off, the event in the evening was fabulous, because I think there's another thing that I personally do is I overcomplicate events. I think I need to know everything. I think I need to be the expert. I don't want to be the expert. I know Genevieve is the expert. I know she is, but she doesn't show that to us. She stood at the front and she read straight off the product cards. Straight off the product cards. She kept it really simple. She told us her story and she related to us, and it was real and it was really good and people loved it. And she kept it fun. Yeah, it was a very, very good day. Very worth it.
Yes, absolutely. I like that she said about setting a date and a time for where you're going. Where are you going? Like, she's really adamant about, don't just think that it'll happen. You know, even if you sign a massive rock star, don't just think it'll happen. You will still have to set a destination and a time of when you want to arrive. And so I forget what her analogy was on that part, but she did have a story for that as well. But she said, subconsciously, your mind works in your favor if you have a target or a deadline. And you see that all the time when there's contest, when there is convention coming up or anything like that. People work for it because there's a deadline, right? And so when there's no deadline, then it kind of, the consistency dwindles. Okay, there was a lot more, but there will be more of that to come yet. I know that she's coming around and doing follow-up events somewhere. Not sure where, but the time will come for that as well. But if you do have a chance to go and glean more information from her and learn how she teaches, it is really the simplest thing ever. And I think shifting into that mindset of send, share, and invite is going to be the most effective when we focus on, we don't need to know the how. She's very, very adamant on, we do not need to know the how. The how is all there for you. The how is your tools, your sample messages, your own messages, your reach outs. Everything is there. You are responsible for the do. And that's it. And she says, every time you sit down with people, it is so common for them to say, but how do I do this? And it's all there. And so I want to go over a little bit of some of the things that we have talked about of the send, share, and invite, and just why in general that we actually share. And so how do I share? You know, offsetting the cost. I'm not sure why I'm getting the wrong picture. It's kind of weird. Offsetting the cost of your products or earning, you know, extra $500 a month. Maybe you just want to help other people feel better. Whatever the need is, the need can be so broad and so wide. And if you've been following me for a while, if you follow me on Instagram, whatever it is, you're going to be seeing me talking a lot more about looking for leaders and finding people who want to do this with me. And I want to clarify, because we have very amazing high potential leaders in our group right now. And there's probably some that have never shared yet. There's some that, you know, have probably been sharing for a while. We are all at our own spot in our own journey. And so If you have been with us for a week, 2 years, whatever, it doesn't matter. These basics are something that we all need. And so if you feel that you want to recommit, or if you want to have more direction, if you want to, like she said, you need a target, you need a goal, you need to tell yourself of where your destination is, right? And so I want to cover a little bit of some things of what we've been focusing on that is going to clear the path for you. And I'm not going to get up and let my dog out because she's been in and out all day. Okay, even though everyone finds their own personal why, you know, I feel like having your own personal why is going to be something that is of the utmost importance. You're not going to get up in the morning and have the same amount of desire or consistency or dedication, commitment, whatever word you want to plug into that phrase, when you do not have a why. And establishing your own why is your own thing to bring forward. You know, whether it's to be out of debt, whether it is to bring your husbands home, whether it is to give more to missions, you know, you can, like I said, there's so many things that you can fill in the blank with. All of those whys can be different. It doesn't matter where you're coming from, and that is why this business is for everyone. It is literally for everyone, right? But I feel like we have 3 core values as a team, as Plexus, that are generically very much the core of why we share. And sorry, I'm having some technical issues there. It's not working quite well. Those 3 things are not hard to cover, and I feel like when we take them and plug them in, it gives you a little bit more extra space to see of, oh, this is why I could use Plexus as a vehicle to accomplish my why. And so let's look at them a little bit. Number 1, loving people well through others-focused serving. That is, you know, the core being of who Plexus is, right? Number 2, to present solutions to people to help them where they're at. And essentially, that is the analogy that Genevieve uses, that we are fishermen, we are not hunters. And I feel like that was such an accurate description, because when you think of when you're going out to fish and you sit in your boat and it is calm and quiet, what do you do when you're fishing? Everything is quiet and peaceful. And you bait the hook and you put the hook in, because why? Because the fish come towards the lure, right? And so we're fishermen. We're baiting our hook. We're showing people by presenting a solution for them, right? And so then the fish come. Take the analogy of a hunter. They prowl around in the trees. They have a weapon, and people, and whatever they're hunting for is a target. And if you feel like a target, what are you going to do? You're going to run the other way, right? And so that is often where network marketing has gotten a name that isn't most favorable, because people are hunting and they're not fishing. The target will run away if it knows it's hunted. Ooh. And so, number 3, to provide solutions for yourself and your family. And so those are the 3 core main values of what pretty much anything can fall under, of developing your why and clarifying of where you're going with this. And so some things that are possibly noise or confusion or lack of clarity or overwhelm or something that is holding you back from moving forward to using those 3 core values. Some of those things would be, how do I share without feeling spammy? That's a big one, right? What should I post? Should I post? Where should I post? Instagram. What do I do on Instagram? Stories, pictures, filters, presets. What are we allowed to post? All those things can be the but. like Sarah explained, all those things can be, but I don't want to share because I feel spammy. I feel like I'm selling, but I don't know what to post, right? You can plug in the buts anywhere. It doesn't matter what you're going to be planning to do. There's always the other side of, well, what if, right? But let's break that down and put a little bit of clarity into this. So this is where your why comes in. So establish from those three things, why are you doing this? And that is going to be your own personal child. And so those three things are going to bring you clarity to your why and give you a much clearer picture of where you're going and why you're doing this. So let's look a little bit at what that would look like and what you're doing in order to break down those 3 points. I should have put her outside, sorry. Of course, there's stuff going on outside. Come here. Sorry about that. Okay, number 1, what could this look like? So we're loving people, serving, providing solutions. And so there's, you know, a totally different mindset than ever selling, feeling spammy or anything like that would look like. So you're approaching people, you know, Plexus could provide a solution for. You're listening to that inner voice when someone is on your heart, right? And then being brave in the scary. Those are often things that we want to run away from when the comfort zone gets challenged. But those are really the places of where we can learn to love people the best, like truly. And then number 2, positive transparency. And that is a really, really big one. You're sharing your journey when you're being positively transparent. You are sharing what is interesting to you, and that is being genuine and authentic. And you're being okay with not being perfect and sharing imperfections and putting a positive spin on that, right? And so you're genuinely sharing yourself, being authentic, and bringing forth who you are, because people buy you before they will ever even think of an opportunity or a product, right? And so number 3 could be your paying bills. You're having less stress and being debt-free. You can do the options of having the opportunity to homeschool, being a stay-at-home mom, or private school, or more giving, or, you know, covering the cost of something medical or some emergency or whatever it may be. But the big one often to start off with is getting your family on the product as well, right? And that's often something that gets moms started on sharing. And if we break it down and help them to understand of what it looks like, it doesn't have to look spammy. It doesn't have to be salesy. When you love people well and are transparent and offer them a solution, it's not hard. And so I made some notes because I needed to keep my my train on the track. Let's go a little bit into social media. And there's definitely concepts there that people have a hard time with coming across as, you know, being on your phone, right? And I often hear, well, I don't want to be on my phone all day. Well, I also didn't want to go to work all day either. We all have a choice of where we're going to choose to spend our time and how we're going to spend it, right? And so there's good to social media because of the fact of how it's changed network marketing. It has completely given us a platform and a stage that is like times 10,000 the size of what any previous network marketer ever would have the opportunity to come in front of people. And so when you look at social media and the platform that it gives you, how many events and places would you have to rent in order to get in front of as many people as what social media offers you, from the comfort of your own home, from on your phone, you know, being where you are, and you have this opportunity to touch so many people. So when you use all these 3 points of what I've been talking about, social media is the one that you can use to bring it forward to cover a wide span of people, right? And so that's probably your largest platform. And believe me, everyone starts somewhere. And if you're confused about Instagram or Facebook or anything, there is so many things out there. All you have to do is ask. And really, it just honestly starts with getting started. Putting up a post, sharing your story, right? The other ones are sip and shares. Host them. You know, if you're in a place of where, hey, you have a couple friends down the street, they're interested, ask and you shall receive. It's as simple as that, right? And so realize if you are just starting out, you will get better and better, for real. Like, everyone needs to start somewhere. Let's go through a little bit of the send, share, and invite. I'm going to screen share a little bit and just walk through the basics. And then I want to go over a little bit of the events that we have and wrap it up. Okay, so I'm going to have to pull over my pictures. Can you guys see that? All right. Everything has been broken down into simple sections. And I think that from the time that I came to Plexus to now, it has been incredible what they have added for tools and for pretty much everything that we need to be effective in sharing Plexus. And if you feel that this is confusing, I think we go back to what Sheila said. It is actually much simpler than what we make it. And Genevieve is just such, she's so good at connecting and bringing the people in with the relationship first and using the tools to make it very simple. It brings down the whole, well, first I have to be friends, and first I have to build a relationship. I don't want to cold message. All those things are erased off the board when you get behind of how she shares and how it's laid out in our back office. So let's, new ambassadors, start here. Simple as that, right? There's so many things for you to tell and share with your new ambassador. Crazy day. There is flyers. There is, this one is always a good one. There's product overview videos. There's so many things that your new ambassador can tap into. This is the support calendar, right? I think it is. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all of them because as you can see, you can go through each one. You can see what would be the best fit for your new ambassador. The one that we want to really focus on, I have to get her out. This is really annoying. I'm sorry, guys. And then she's quiet. Okay, let's go. Good grief, she sleeps 10 hours out of the day and I get on, it's like a child. Okay, sharing system. Send, share, and invite. When we break it down, it really, really is super simple. Several of the things that she's really been working through in the pilot group is this. It's the scripts workbook and it's right here. You have it online as well. And you can pretty much take that and you can have pretty much everything for whoever you have ever met and share a message. You can make it genuine, you can make it you can add a little bit about them, And I found it interesting, I'm using that word, that she, has certain words. I wrote down several of them that she always says not to use. She says, do not use the word interested. Are you interested? Whereas she says, use words like, are you open to hearing more? Right? And it puts the ball in their court. So whenever you can have someone that is interested and you're putting the ball in their court, they don't feel hunted. They feel like, oh, there may be a solution here for me, right? So the sharing system, you have the sharing system verbiage right there, where another thing when you're sharing with new ambassadors and they see you doing the exact same thing that they have all the tools for, it's really simple for them to get started alongside of you, right? And so let's get started a little bit into the, what are we sending after we have shared? So you've contacted your friend and you're asking them, are you open to possibly watching a short video? And we can chat about it after. And you can send them. These are the ambassador stories. That's the one with the 6 women, the opportunity, product info, and then these are marketing videos. These are after you have opened the topic of products, right? I usually focus on these 2, and it's interesting the questions that it'll bring up, and it opens the door for the conversation. Step 2, this one you can pretty much make of what you want it to be. If you're sharing stories and you don't possibly have your own stories, watch those short videos because you'll be amazed, and they're always adding more. You'll be amazed at how many of those, several of these were shared at convention, and I know that they were very touching. They were very, very touching. When you can share a short story of someone's life that has been changed and impacted so much, often they relate to that, right? And then step 3, invite. We have so many things that we can invite our new friends to. We always have events going on. Tomorrow we have one in the Healthier and Happier. There is a Mommy and Me event going on the 14th to the 16th, I believe, a 3-day one. And then we have sampling links as well. And so the opportunity for you to have the how all figured out is right at your fingertips. It is super easy, and for you to keep that conversation going and have all the tools at your fingertips. This is why since they have implemented the send, share, invite that much, this is why after you have shared, after you have approached them with what their solution would be, then I end up adding them to the testimony groups. So they don't get plopped into a large testimony group and get lost among hundreds of people, right? You have now built a bridge. You have already built a relationship. You're talking to them. And if they're not open, that's okay. But they haven't been plopped into a big group where they feel like someone wants to sell me something here, right? By layering those exposures, when they're ready, you can say, hey, I have an amazing group. Actually, we have several of tons of testimonies. Would you like to read more? And so you have now built the bridge, and they're like, yeah, I've seen this. There is more. Then you can add them. And I feel like the response has been just really good. Really, really good, because you're allowing them to make the choice on their own. What else was I going to add to that? Okay, Healthier and Happier group. Add your prospects. Tomorrow night, there's a live event there as well. Motivation Mondays. That is one that Genevieve talked about watching 7 times. Motivation Mondays is one story per week that is going to be Monday nights every week, and Plexus is doing them. All you got to do is tune in. That's it. And it's like that when you get that call and you get on that call, in order to retain information, and I found this interesting because I feel like we all retain at different, I don't know, we all have our own ways of retaining information, right? And her solution to retaining information was watch it 7 times over. I don't think I've ever watched anything 7 times over. Sarah, did you have something to share on that? You talked a little bit about the personal development in the morning, right? She talked about the personal development in the morning. Anyone else, if you guys have something to share that you feel was, stood out to you, feel free.
Marge, I really like when she said use feeling words.
Use what?
Feeling words.
Share some examples.
So she asked, so why does your Plexus business need to work? And there was people saying, because I'm stressed. If they need the money, obviously, so they're stressed. So she said, what's a replacement of that? She said, peaceful. And then another lady said something about she had anxiety, and how would you replace that? Well, with peace, relax, joy. Another one said they wanted time freedom. So what you're feeling is trapped. Another one said she's feeling relieved about her Plexus business because then she doesn't have to worry. So again, brings joy and brings, peace. And so, I like that because she said always start with feelings, because you make emotional decisions first. Always, she said. So if there's emotion in it, you connect.
Yes, the emotion was the 95%, and the reason people buy the information is actually 5.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, hey?
Unreal.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So, and another thing that she talked about is permission marketing. So you're asking them, are you open to? And so you're putting the ball with them. That's not being salesy, right? They're going to be open to you, giving you permission to move forward. Never doing an information dump, but making sure that they are leading the way because you have asked for permission to lead, right? I know, I felt like at the end of the day, I really, it was simplified so much, if it was simplified so much that the connection, the emotion, the relationship, and the offer was all put into one. Really, really simple. Any questions? Or what are you guys working on? Anybody excited for something? Man, you're a quiet bunch today.
Thank you very much for sharing.
I think my internet was a little bit unstable. I didn't get who that was.
Just me, Marge Lynn.
Okay. Sorry, I just got right the...
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better.
I just said that, a lot of things that you've mentioned here today, I've heard Emily talk about quite a bit in her training video. It's a good reminder.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's my internet, actually.
It does sound like it.
Yeah.
But mine also said unstable. We're just really in an unstable world.
Only one person can be on the internet at once here.
Oh.
So
that's been such
a huge difference with the internet here in the city. Unreal. It has been amazing so far.
Yeah, rub it into all us people that are not in the city. Did you guys who was on the training tonight on the, I can't remember what her name was.
Brittany Howard.
I have it. Yeah, did you guys see the message, like the formula, that first message formula? I thought that was pretty awesome in making your own messages and how to make it like a genuine message,
Yes.
I guess. I don't know.
Yes.
I'll keep repeating the same word. But I didn't know if anyone, I can send that to the team chat, because I thought like that was a really great, like, hey, insert the name, reason why you're messaging them, a genuine compliment, and then a question to end it. I thought that was so great. This is like, it's such an easy, simple thing that I've been like stressing about making these messages, but this was so simple.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like a formula, right? It's like someone gives you a magic formula. Yeah. And it really doesn't change anything. It just changes it in your brain. That's awesome. I know, I'm loving the trainings that they're doing. I actually get to do one next week. So Tuesday, I'm not quite sure of which time it'll be, but Tuesday I'm doing one silver to gold, silver success or something. So getting a seat at the table there.
Oh, because remember they gave that number to text message, like training or whatever? It's not working at all for most of the Canadians I know.
No, it's not.
We have one that.
No, I don't think the text option is set up for Canada. So we're just going to have to go off the Zoom links. And yes, the good thing is that they do put them in the back office calendar, so we can always go back to them. That is wonderful. That calendar takes you right to that link as well. I should quickly see if I can grab it. Maybe I can show you guys. Let's see if this works. Where is it? There it is. And so each color has what it is. And I think even what is coming. Motivation Mondays, Leaders in Action, Product Call, Welcome to Plexus. So everything is right there for you. Oh, this is mine. Silver Success, 7 p.m. EST on Tuesday. And that is right after the Motivation Monday. So the Motivation Monday ones are always going to be there. All right. Anyone else want to join in and share something exciting or something that you're doing? Well, I won't keep you. And so I hope you have a good evening, and we shall connect again. I'm probably going to start doing at least every other week, maybe even one a week, and then maybe even just doing shorter calls and doing like one short topic per call. See what happens. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you, Marge.
Thanks for having us.